Good Wednesday evening and welcome to the NCWLIFE Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Here are a few of the stories we have coming up for you tonight. We will have complete election results from last night, including Wenatchee School Board and a port tax levy. The Douglas County Court has settled on a sentence date for Dalton Scott Potter. It's Thursday, December 14th. Rain back in our forecast by tomorrow night with unsettled weather expected right through the upcoming weekend. City Council member Mike Poyer closed out the first night of vote tallying with a commanding lead in his bid to become Wenatchee's next mayor. Poyer went home with a 63.2% share of the votes cast in his race against former council member Brian Campbell, a second-time mayoral hopeful who criticized the city's responses on homelessness, housing, and crime. Poyer ran with the endorsement of departing Mayor Frank Kuntz. At an election party last night, he told NCWLIFE News he heard the good news from the mayor himself.
Mayor Kuntz called me and he told me that congratulations, and I was in shock, actually emotional, and it just made me feel good. It made me feel good because I felt like I ran integrity and honesty and admit when I make mistakes, and it made me feel good that Wenatchee still supports people that will take responsibility. So I felt it was a great feeling.
So we got quite a few more ballots to count, so we'll take a look Thursday at 4 and see how things shake out. So staying optimistic, and phone's ringing. Somebody wants to talk to me.
Charlie Atkinson is headed to the Wenatchee City Council from District 5. The first-time candidate took 74% over his opponent, Anthony Electrify Williams. Neighboring cities had mayoral races of their own. In the lakeside town of Chelan, longtime council member Erin McCardle garnered 52.6% of the vote in her bid to replace Mayor Bob Getty, now completing his third non-consecutive term. Meanwhile, in Leavenworth, incumbent Mayor Carl Floria garnered 53.9% against a challenge from former city administrator Rich Brinkman. There are more votes to be counted, about 5,200 ballots from throughout Chelan County. Another tabulation is scheduled for late Thursday afternoon. Incumbent Wenatchee School Board members Maria Iniguez and Martin Barron hold early leads to retain their seats, with newcomer Miranda Skaliski appearing likely to join the board. Iniguez, the current board president, is ahead of challenger Randy Smith at 51.6% of the early vote totals for District 2. Barron's lead over challenger Tricia Cleek shows a healthier margin, nearly 57.6% of the votes tabulated so far in their district-wide at-large race. Skaliski, a second-time candidate, pulled 70% of the votes so far in her District 4 race over Kendra Martin. This election is the first time Wenatchee School District voters picked their board representatives based on sub-districts after the board voted last year for the change in order to avoid conflict with the Washington Voting Rights Act. Voters in Chelan County overwhelmingly approved a levy proposal from the Chelan-Douglas Regional Port Authority, which would lower their property tax with a 78% vote, while Douglas County voters gave a 70% thumbs down to the same proposal because it would hike their rates. The port collects 17.5 cents on every $1,000 of assessed property value in Chelan and 13.7 cents in Douglas. The levy initiative would equalize the rate, with both counties paying about 16.7 cents. Right now, with 54% between the two counties, the measure is passing the threshold for voter approval, as is incumbent Commissioner J.C. Baldwin, retaining her seat with 60.6%. Chelan County Auditor Skip Moore says while some results might appear definitive, ballot collection is still ongoing and final results may not be certain for several days.
Right now, we've counted all the ballots that we have in the House except for 5,261. So that gives us a total of 19,000 ballots, 19,300, almost 19,400 ballots that are in-house. We don't know yet exactly what's going to come in from the drop boxes in the mail tomorrow. Those 5,260-ish that I was talking about, those will be processed tomorrow and Thursday. Results will be posted Thursday evening at 4, or Thursday afternoon at 4 o'clock. We will do another results posting on Monday at 4 o'clock as well. The concern there is we're not sure, not knowing how many ballots we're going to get from the outlying areas in tomorrow morning. We may not be able to have everything in the mix Thursday afternoon when we dump results again. Taking what's in-house, what's been scanned, and what's yet to be scanned, that puts us right around 17,000. So that would give us a close to a 34-ish% return, which is rather low for this election. However, with what's still going to come in, I'm expecting probably 3,000 to 5,000. 5,000 is another 10 points. So that would get us, what, somewhere around a 45-ish possibility for returns, which is still rather low. For this cycle election, we normally see 47 to 49% over the last 2 election cycles.
When we come back, the Douglas County Court has settled on a sentence date for Dalton Scott Potter, Thursday, December 14th. And a special reception will be held next week in honor of Wenatchee School District Board member Laura Jakes. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News.
At Chelan's premier lifestyle store, Willow, find unique home decor, clothing, jewelry, and more. Come visit for a welcoming and memorable shopping experience.
Deepwater Electronics is your one-stop shop for the latest in TV and sound technology. Whether you build your home theater or let them do it for you, Deepwater Electronics is the clear choice.
The switch is on to T-Mobile. Get the best 5G experience and the customer service you depend on. Only at Chelan Wireless in downtown Chelan.
In Digital Media Arts program, we learn about video production gear and editing by the combination of class projects and nonprofit work and employment.
It makes things happen.
Yeah.
It's pretty magical.
We work in the industry at the Wenatchee Round, NCWLIFE channel, and the Town Toyota Center events. Every day we work with industry standard equipment for a hands-on learning experience.
The Douglas County Court has settled on a sentence date for Dalton Scott Potter. It's Thursday, December 14th. The 28-year-old Potter was swiftly convicted by a jury on October 30th in the killing of Alyssa Ann Longwell, gunned down on Badger Mountain Road last January. Longwell was Potter's former partner. After the murder, he fired shots at a car full of witnesses nearby and then fled. At his 6-day trial, he was convicted of first-degree murder, assault, witness intimidation, and unlawful possession of a firearm. Potter did not testify in his own defense. He could face a term of up to life in prison. Douglas County Prosecutor Gordon Edgar says he's consulting with Longwell's family to compose his sentencing recommendation to the judge. A special reception will be held next week in honor of Wenatchee School District Board member Laura Jakes. Jakes, who has served on the board for 20 years, announced in April that she would not seek re-election. The reception will be held from 5:30 to 6 p.m. next Tuesday, November 14th, ahead of the regular board meeting at the district office. It's open to the public and light refreshments will be served. New board members will be sworn in the following regular meeting coming up on November 28th. As of last month, the North Central Washington Economic Development District is now including Chelan, Douglas, and Okanogan counties in the Rural Opportunities Fund. The NCWEDD is a nonprofit responsible for supporting economic growth across the region. The new inclusion of these local counties comes from a partnership with the Tri-County Economic Development District. The organization, which delivers both state and federal funds, specializes in loans for business startups and expansion and seeks recipients who are ineligible for traditional loans. Local business owners interested in applying for a loan anywhere from $5,000 to $250,000 can now do so by emailing admin@ncwedd.com. Coming up next, many Douglas County voters are now voting in the 7th legislative district and not the 12th. We will introduce you to your representative, Jacqueline Maycomber, in tonight's feature story. Rain moving back in tomorrow night and then a break Friday before more of the wet stuff comes our way this weekend. I'll have all the details in your complete North Central Washington weather forecast. That and much more still to come tonight. Please stay with us.
Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa, located on South Wenatchee Ave, has the largest selection of spas and swim spas in town. Stay cool this summer in an artesian swim spa and use it all year long. We enjoy helping families reconnect one spa at a time. Hot tubs are proven to improve sleep and decrease arthritis pain. Our passion is water, so please bring us a water sample, and we will help you diagnose your pool or spa water for free. Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa, your pool and spa experts.
Hi everybody, Dan Kuntz alongside Jesse Coble from Alpine Air. There's ice on my heat pump and under my heat pump.
Well, ice under your heat pump is normal. When we go into a defrost cycle, it melts the frost off, creates water, which freezes to the ground. Ice around your heat pump is a thing that you should probably give us a call about.
Turn to the experts at Carrier and Alpine Air for heat and air. Call Alpine Air. Thanks, Jesse.
Thanks.
Welcome back to the NCWLIFE Evening News. Many Douglas County voters may think they're still part of the state's 12th legislative district, but that hasn't been entirely true since redistricting took place in 2021. With the exception of East Wenatchee, Douglas County residents now vote in the 7th legislative district, where Republican Jacqueline Maycomber is one of the 2 representatives in the House. In tonight's feature story, Maycomber stopped by our studios today to introduce herself to her new constituents.
Your territory is vast.
It is.
It is quite large. Okanagan County, the Colville Reservation, Pend Oreille County, part of Grant County. Can you tell me about the part that you live in?
I live in Ferry County. I grew up there. We have quite a few generations. We live on the family ranch, which is over 100 years old in production. And it's an amazing place to grow up and raise your children.
What's it been like to venture to this portion of the new district and introduce yourself to your new constituency?
Well, it's nice because I think we hold the same cultural and values. Eastern Washington really understands what it means to work hard for your dollar. The farming and the ranching, using that natural resource to, have those long generational lives and then support that in a way. So it's really important that we try to keep our children here and make sure we educate them and they feel good about innovation as we move forward. So it's been amazing. I'm really happy to represent the new district.
When you talk to people here in wheat country, do you find that the concerns are the same as they are in ranch country?
Very similar, very similar. We want to make sure that there's less restrictions and we have the ability to bring our product to market and have a fair shake in that conversation and making sure that we are still producing that next generation.
Well, you were elected in 2017 and you are now the Republican floor leader in the House. That's a pretty fast climb. So was it a challenge to learn the ropes, or how did you have to apply yourself in order to win that trust in your party?
Well, I think it's always being honest. Your word is your bond in politics. What you say, you have to do. And making sure that you move forward and represent your constituency no matter what. That's the most important thing when you go to Olympia. And then having that trust and that honor with your caucus to be able to have that communication back and forth across the aisle. That's the most important thing when you talk about being a leader in Olympia, is having that communication and having trust and integrity.
And the responsibilities of floor leader, explain those for us.
Well, when you go to the floor, you're battling bills and you're having conversations and you're really talking about what's important for the constituency in your district and how the policy affects it. So the most important thing that we do is we make sure that we are allowed that conversation. So whether you're in downtown Seattle or Ferry County, we want to know what that bill does for your constituency. And so open communication and the civility of conversation in government, that's what made this country great. And that is what's continuing to make the state great, as long as we continue those doors to be open and the communication to stay open.
Time now for a check of your North Central Washington weather forecast. Hope you had a great Wednesday. Boy, it was a beauty out there today, wasn't it? Lots of blue sky and sunshine, temperatures above normal. And that goes for our friends up north, too. This is our Billy Goat Skyfi Tower camera. You can see Pateros right there. In the middle of the screen, there is Brewster and all kinds of blue sky all over our viewing area today. It was a nice early fall day, or I guess mid-fall day now here in North Central Washington. I'll tell you what, snow is in the forecast as we get into tomorrow night and especially late into the week and into the upcoming weekend. We are talking mountain passes could get a little tricky if you are traveling over those mountain passes over the next 24 to 48 hours. Winter driving condition, that includes Stevens Pass. The Weather Service talking about Friday and Saturday where Stevens could see 4 to 5 inches of snow each day. So it could be 10 inches of snow by the time you get into Sunday. And I even think you're going to see a little bit of snow Thursday night on Stevens Pass. Nothing like Friday or Saturday. But boy, if you're traveling Stevens or Washington Pass, be careful. You're going to run into winter driving conditions. All right, today's almanac, as I mentioned, it was a beauty out there. 54 our unofficial high temperature. 47 is where we should be for this time of year. Our record high 60, and that was set in 2016. Overnight low, it was a mild one, 43 degrees. That's 10 degrees above where we should be at 33. And our record cold, 24 degrees, set back in 2001. Sunrise this morning, 6:55. Our sun set this afternoon at 4:34. All right, let's get you into those Thursday temperatures. And things will cool down, mainly because we're going to see a lot more cloudiness and then some shower activity late in the day. So that's going to keep most of us in the 40s, upper 40s in the Columbia Basin. Only about 46 for a high temperature in Wenatchee tomorrow and 45 for both Leavenworth and in Kashmir. All right, tonight we can expect partly cloudy skies to maybe even mostly clear skies. It will be chilly with those clearing skies. High pressure once again with the ridge over us. That brought us all those clear skies today. Low temperatures tonight, almost 10 degrees cooler than this morning in the mid-30s. And then as we get you into Thursday, here's most of our day with a heavy cloud cover. We'll see about a 40% chance of rain. Not so much during the day, but here we go into our late evening hours. And there is that snow in the Cascades. High temperatures tomorrow, as we mentioned, only in the mid-40s. For Friday, things will get better. High pressure builds back up once again in the Pacific Northwest. We'll see partly cloudy skies on Friday. High temperatures, pretty darn nice out there in those low 50s. And then kicking off our weekend on Veterans Day, windy conditions for us, mostly cloudy skies, a 40% chance of rain with highs in the low 50s. A blustery Veterans Day, let's just call it that, for Saturday. So dress accordingly if you take in the parade or other events Saturday. For Sunday, cloudy skies, just some isolated showers. I think mainly that will be in northwestern Washington. We'll see high temperatures on Sunday right around 50 degrees. And then as we get you kicked off for your next work week, mostly cloudy skies once again. Here's an area of low pressure with a frontal system hanging down from that. That will keep us a little bit on the cooler side. PM showers are likely Monday. Temperatures in the low 50s for highs. And then as we get you into Tuesday, look at this, 1, 2, and a great big area of low pressure out on the Pacific. We'll see seasonal highs on Tuesday into the upper 40s, but as these two systems make their way on shore, expect a very unsettled weather pattern the middle of next week into the end of next week. All right, your 7-day forecast now. 34 overnight tonight, so much cooler than we've seen the last couple of nights. Mostly cloudy, evening rain likely tomorrow, 46 degrees. A nice one for Friday, partly cloudy and 52. And then a rainy period from Saturday right until Monday. Our best chance of rain will be on Veterans Day on Saturday, 53, 50 on Sunday. Mostly cloudy, evening showers on Monday and 51. And by Tuesday, partly cloudy skies, dry and seasonal with high temperatures in the upper 40s. And that's a look at your North Central Washington weather forecast. Coming up next, tonight's sports report with Eric Granstrom and more as the NCWLIFE Evening News continues right after this.
Around here, Jack Frost nips more than just your nose. That's why people here drive Honda. Dependable all-wheel drive with traction control, with heated steering wheel and seats to keep Jack Frost off your seat, which will make it very happy. And since it's no fun to fill up in this weather, isn't it cool that Honda is known for legendary fuel efficiency? Great deals are here now, and so is Mr. Frost. So see your Inland Northwest Honda dealer today. Honda can handle it.
Building your business is easy and affordable with television and digital marketing options from NCWLIFE Channel, your local TV station. Get your business seen and heard on 18 top networks, including NCWLIFE. Have you seen a local pop-up ad on your phone? We do that too. Target your market with NCWLIFE's managed advertising programs that save you time, money, and give you great results. Advertising with NCWLIFE Channel is the best value around.
After 9 seasons heading up the Eastmont High School varsity football program, Coach Michael Dawn has decided to step down. He went to the Eastmont Wildcat football Facebook page last night to make his announcement in a lengthy letter. He said, quote, "I cannot believe it has already been 9 years since I became the head football coach at Eastmont High School. It has been an amazing 9 years filled with so many amazing people. With that said, I've decided it is time for me to step down and allow someone else to run the program. This decision was not an easy one to make, and there never is a good time," end quote. In a text exchange last night, Don told me that he will be finishing his administrator's credentials in December and would like to pursue that next year if the opportunity arises. Don's best year at Eastmont was his last, as the Wildcats repeated as Big Nine champions, completing the regular season 9-0 and earning the #1 rank by the WIAA's RPI system. Wildcat season came to an end Saturday with a loss to Richland. Michael Dawn, no longer the coach at Eastmont. Okanagan advanced in the 1B/2B state girls soccer tournament. The Bulldogs traveled to Mount Vernon yesterday and edged Mount Vernon Christian 1-0. Okanagan will travel to Kalama for a second-round game at 12:30 on Saturday. Tenasket was the home team earlier at Lee-Bofto Field of the Apple Bowl in Wenatchee, where the Tigers were taking on Unalaska. A win would put the Tigers into the quarterfinals Saturday against Cross Point at 2:30 at South Kitsap High School. Eastmont and Wenatchee play their first-round games in the state 4A tournament today. The Wildcats have traveled to Gonzaga Prep, where they're playing right now. Panthers are at Pop Keeney Stadium in Bothell to take on Woodinville. Cashmere also home tonight in the first round of the state 1A tournament. Bulldogs are hosting Natchez Valley on the Cashmere soccer field at Vale Elementary School. The Yakima Valley Sundome is the location for day 1 of the state 1B and 2B volleyball tournaments. In play earlier, that meant an early wake-up call for Soap Lake, who faced Darrington in a play-in game this morning at 8 o'clock. Eagles advanced with a 4-set victory, then fell to Mossy Rock in the first round, 25-7, 18-21. That put them in a must-win game against Entiat this afternoon. The Tigers fell to Northport this morning, 25-20, 14-8. Entiat joined Soap Lake in the consolation bracket. Waterville-Mansfield advanced to the quarterfinals with a 4-set victory over St. John Endicott Lacrosse, 25-20, 16-25, 25-23, and 25-16. The Shockers will face Nia Bay tonight at 9 o'clock. Also in the Sundome today, it's the first round of the State 2B volleyball tournament. Okanagan advanced to the quarterfinals with a 20-25, 25-14, 18, and 19 win over Napavine. Manson advanced with a sweep of Kalama, 25-12, 10, and 7. Now, unfortunately, the bracket makers put Okanagan and Manson in the same side of the tournament. That means the two will face off for the quarterfinals tonight at 7:15. The Wenatchee Wild hope to extend their 7-game winning streak tonight on the road in Saskatchewan. The Wild are taking on Swift Current, the Broncos, in the Innovation Plex at 7 o'clock. You can hear it locally with Austin Raleigh on 560 KPQ. Wenatchee's win streak has propelled the Wild into third place in the Western Conference of the WHL. Wenatchee is 6-1-0 with 21 points. They trail first place Prince George by just 3 points and second place Portland by 2. Wenatchee continues the road trip Friday in Lethbridge and Saturday in Madison Hat. The Seattle Kraken lost a shootout with Arizona last night, 4-3. The back-and-forth contest saw the Kraken break the ice first on a goal by Eli Tolvanen in the first period. Coyotes eventually tied it, and after a scoreless overtime, won it in a shootout.
Center, here they come, right back. Dermott shoots and a stop, Joey DeGord.
Oh, great shot there by Dermott, getting up in the attack.
The other way, a 2-on-0. Gord back to the front. They score. Ellie Tolman in 1-0. Seattle on a complete breakdown in the neutral zone. He'll send it down, and Kerfoot finally gets to the bench. Here's an opportunity. Michelli over the line. What a shot and a goal! Matias Michelli posted in. We're tied at 1. Turnover. Carconi to the front. Carconi. Oh, and he can't get it past the cord. Thursday again. Keller with a shot and a goal. Weaving through the neutral zone. He brings it in. Back out high. And a goal. Justin Schultz, and it's 2-2. Cross for Tolman, and he's got one of the 2 Seattle goals here tonight. Back out high, Vince Dunn. And across, Beniers. Across, 18, rebound, they score. Schwartz had the redirect, and he bangs home the rebound for a power play goal, and it's 3-2 Seattle.
Rolled up on Keller just as he let it go.
Out high for Dursey, and across it goes. Cooley. Little drop, Dursey. Into the middle, Keller! Score! Clayton Keller! A power play goal! What a beauty, it's tied again.
On that blue line.
There's a chance over the line, Krause is there, Krause! He's robbed by DeCord, what a stop!
Stride by Lawson Krause, and 4 goals in his last 3 games. This is who you want shooting the pill right there.
Well, here comes Nick Bukestad. And he'll skate it in. Second shooter. Score! So the veteran Jordan Eberle. And he'll bring it in with speed. Eberle is in. Stopped by Ingram. Coyotes win.
The post-game locker room was pretty positive despite the loss, as Seattle feels it's continuing to play some pretty good hockey despite the final score.
Yeah, I thought we did a pretty good job for the most part all night. Our forwards were relentless in the puck, forcing turnovers. They got a good power play over there. They're going to score sometimes. I think we did a lot of good things though tonight, and we can build off it and keep doing these things and stay consistent. And big one in Colorado.
Guys played hard throughout. Obviously it's a game that goes into a shootout, and it's probably we're for sure full value for that. We played hard defensively, and we wanted to be a team that worked hard offensively, and we did that tonight. I look back at at the PK. We weren't able to dictate a whole lot. And there was a couple of mistakes made by everybody on the ice. So really it comes back to, we've got to get back to dictating things to give everybody a little more certainty, including our goaltender. He got caught peeking around the wrong side on the last one.
Seattle will play Colorado tomorrow night at 6 on Root Sports Northwest. That's a look at sports news. I'm Eric Granstrom. Have a happy Wednesday.
And that will do it for our newscast tonight. For more on these stories and other news from around North Central Washington, you can find us on Facebook or our website at NCWLIFE.com. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. You can send us an email at news@NCWLIFE.com or give us a call at 888-6295. I'm Grant Olson. Thanks so much for being with us, and have a great night.